Breaking news at Foreign Connection with Sunday's shooting of a Lyft driver. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. So less than a half hour ago, we learned there's an arrest in that case.
Brittany Weir has been working both of these investigations, is live with us now. Brittany, with the breaking developments.
Yes, Brian and Nicole, this is a story we have been following closely, and Cleveland police just announced that they have made an arrest in the murder of the Lyft driver from Sunday evening. They tell us they have arrested a 20-year-old male from Garfield Heights. Now, investigators are working to determine whether or not this suspect is also connected to the killing of another Lyft driver just 2 days later on Tuesday morning. But 56-year-old Antoine Latham was found dead inside of his car on Sunday night on Rose Hill Avenue. Police say he crashed into a guardrail after being shot in the head while driving for Lyft. Like we said, detectives arrested a 20-year-old man from Garfield Heights today, 72 hours after the killing. Police seized multiple firearms during that arrest, but now investigators are looking into whether he's also responsible for killing 27-year-old Vasil Shvets. Shvets was a Lyft driver from Parma, and he was killed Tuesday morning. Police Chief Dorothy Todd says detectives are still gathering evidence to determine if the two murders are connected. In a statement, Chief Todd said that our detectives worked diligently around the clock to gather evidence, conduct interviews, and thoroughly review all aspects of these cases. Their swift and dedicated efforts led to an arrest within 72 hours. We will continue to actively investigate the separate tragic loss of life that occurred on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. While this arrest marks an important step forward, our work is far from over, and we remain fully committed to bringing those who are responsible to justice. Now, like we said, investigators are still working on this case to determine if those two are connected. Yesterday, they told us they were not connected, and now today they're kind of backtracking, working to see what they can find out. They're asking anyone with information on these two shootings to please give them a call. Live in Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19